after Macklin Celebrini, I think that there is starting to become at least a little bit on the growing consensus about the next forward, at least in terms of talent. And I think the buzz about Ivan Demidov, the Russian forward who is, similar to Matvei Michkov last year, really kind of this mysterious individual for a lot of people, because when they're in the KHL, we don't get to see them play as much. And unlike Michkov, we haven't even seen Demidov play in some of these international tournaments that Michkov did play in and was able to kind of, get a look at him. So the thing about Demidov that's so fascinating is that he averaged 2 points per game in the MHL, which is the U20 level in Russia. It's not an amazing level of hockey in terms of, the quality. However, when you see a player that plays like Demidov and do what he does and do what he did there, and look at the historic kind of rise of his game, you start to get a little bit more excited. Now, the thing that I think teams will be at least a little bit concerned about is, what is the development plan for him? Will he play in the KHL next year? He's under contract until 2024-25. So his contract is up before Matvei Michkov's is. And of course, Michkov was drafted last year. So I think that there is a lot less Russian fear about Demidov than there was last season. And as we saw last season, Matvei Michkov went, Dmitry Simashov went, Daniel Boot went. So the Russian fear wasn't as escalated. And I don't think it will be with Demidov either. Also, Gold Star Sports Management, which is the agency that represents Demidov, is bringing some of their top Russian players to Florida just before the draft to have a little bit of a meet and greet with scouts, to run them through some drills, to kind of do basically a mini combine, because they're not invited to the combine. So the Russian players, obviously, there's this kind of debate about what they'll do. But I think it's going to be very shocking to me if Ivan Demidov goes any lower than 5 in this draft. So when we're talking about the draft lottery and the teams that are going to be picking, whoever gets Macklin Celebrini, keep an eye on a team that's desperately seeking scoring, because they are going to probably be looking at Ivan Demidov as a likely pick in that top 5 range. So Ivan Demidov is a name to know.